more of that leeway in terms of what heroes he gets.
Yep, and it looks like EVO's Holy is going to be on that red side once again. Rebellion, based off of the last game, banning out the X-Borg early on to make sure that their tanks aren't going to get melted down. But now you're forced to get rid of lane priority heroes. Things like the Loyi as well as the Roger for blue side, Chip, and as well as Harry for red side.
One thing that we noticed from Rebellion when they went up against TLPH is that Roger is not on their prior list, right? They've been giving it free to Benny QT whenever it is open, so for them, they don't feel like it's important. That Ling is going to get banned out instead.
Yeah, I think that Rebellion want to go for a W-Util style of composition, high sustainability. Ooh, ban out the Moskov as well. Force Rebellion into something more volatile.
As a respect ban for sure. Do you want that Roger opener for Rebellion Esports, right? Now you have some important decisions you have to make. Especially in this case, do you want to still prioritize these heroes?
I would agree with that as well. I think that at this point, might be worth taking, but Rebellion looks like first pick farm is here. We've seen EVO's Holy prepare drafts against them. The real question is whether or not they're going to be locking in that Xavier within this first rotation, or by now, we don't have to show the Xavier. Might as well get what we know. Let's get the Edith first, and then maybe we go for a double flex pick.
Let's get the Edith and perhaps our Marksman. They have done it. Marksman's second or third pick on their red side, but Edith has been the constant for EVO's Holy. Such a valuable flex pick for them. They could also get their hands on the Roger, considering right now mid lane it's either Valentina, or if they want to go down the route just now, Xavier is possible. But looking at the Roger,
I think both are okay, right? Whether it be Roger or Claude, both is pretty suitable for EVO's Holy to actually deal with the Netherrealm. Oh,
wow.
Interesting! So they're going with a different... Alright. So now with the Edith as well as the Angela, this kind of changes the dynamic, right? With this double flex pick, EVO's Holy are saying, hey, Rebellion, you cannot just play a double sustain. You cannot just play pure utility to play around D. We are going to be the ones who are going to try and out-sustain you.
I think the advantage that flex picks, especially multiple flex picks have for a team is the fact that you now threaten your opponents if they want to opt for a one-dimensional team comp, something that we saw from FCON early on, which was easily answered by EVO's Holy. I think Rebellion, it feels like there is not really a clear win situation, right? No matter what heroes you give them, you still cannot fully grasp where the Edith and Angela are going to go.
I totally agree with that one, right? But in the previous draft, we saw alpha bans come through. I'm curious to see whether EVO's Holy is going to take advantage of the alpha in this situation. I mean, we see the Natan, we also see the Minotaur. Team fight, W-Util as expected from Rebellion. We'll see whether EVO's Holy has a direct answer to this.
There's a case to be made that they pick their Marksman right now just to save the Edith and Angela for later on. So that could be an option. The Roger is still up on the tables, or they could fall back to Claude, which has been popping up in popularity.
I think that Claude in this type of matchup is generally okay and has a pretty good laning phase against the Natan if he takes Master Assassin. But wow! An early first rotation for Annabelle. They're going to give him the Hayabusa super early on.
That's a boost in confidence for sure. After winning 2 games in a row on Hayabusa last pick, now they just straight up review it and go for the jungle ban. Start to lock out Vincent from the tank junglers. Baxia banned out.
I like this a lot, right? Because they don't have a tank buster as of right now. And if they want to get a tank buster, these mid laners, they need some time to actually scale in this game. I think that the Xavier is on the back foot for now. They might still pull it off later down the line. We're just going to have to wait and see who is going to be the priority EXP laner, because that's the only real advantage that EVOS could make happen to walk around or at least control some part of the Turtle Pit.
I think there is also a chance that depending on what Rebellion Esports banned out, now that Roger has been taken out, and they pick that Marksman first, right? If you pick an XP lane right now, I think it completely reveals where this Edith and Angela will go. They take out the Arlet, make sure that Cars does not have a way to set up for his team. It does open the Yuzhong though for Rebellion, which is a hero that they do pick up a lot.
Yeah, but no real reason to pick it up as of right now, right? There's a lot of question marks in the air. Let's see what this next ban is going to be, and I'm guessing it's going to be the Claude, right? For the side of Rebellion, because they don't mind dealing with the carry because she's so short range, and maybe there's an opportunity to punish there.
Yeah, short range, and there's just very little way to rip through the Netherrealm. I think, so they banned the CC, so Claude is still up on the table. This could just go over to EVO's Holy at its 4th pick.
what's actually worthwhile going here for EVHL? I mean, they could go for the Trizla. I feel like as much as you want to go have Yuzong as well as Angela as a natural combination, that's also a nice synergy if they really want to make that work. But it does kind of tell you straight away what the mid laner is going to be, right? So they're going to go with the quad first. There we go. We still don't know who's going mid just yet.
They want to see, like, they know the mid matchup is going to be a Faramis for sure, but they also want to see what Rebellion have for the full comp to decide whether it's worth putting this Edith in that XP lane. Want the Edith to have a good matchup.
Let's find out. Rebellion, they got to finish off their draft as of right now. In terms of tanks, Fredrin is still a viable option here. They probably don't want the Barats. There's nothing really that they really care about, and worse yet, is pretty susceptible to if they get a scaling mid laner like Xavier or even Farsa.
Julian?
Julian is actually a pretty good shout here. Oh, but does Julian do well enough? I mean, he does have iframes with the enhanced sword, so there is counterplay ability against the Oki Shadow Kill.
It's either that or you just go back to the Fredrin. So we'll see. So they take the Alpha for themselves, and then you have the Ruby. So it's going to be a Ruby XP.
Huh, rather interesting. So the only hard guard targets you have is on Brands or on Anavel as of yet. Let's see how EVHL completes their composition. Well, I personally don't like seeing Angela as your dedicated mid lane and more so as a support, but you're up against a Ruby technically, so shift the Angela into the support position?
I was thinking the opposite. I think put Angela mid, and then you have a strong XP laner that can work with the Edith's roam.
It's tough though, because you're gonna get sandbagged pretty hard by the Ruby. There's no like easy matchup, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, now that CC is banned out as well.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, they could go for like a Barats or something if they just focus on wave clear. Yep, there we go. The Trizla finally comes in, and they're gonna get locked into combat, but at the very least, Trizla can wave clear just a wee bit faster in the early game.
Considering that the enemy has the Faramis, inevitably they would want to clump up together, right? So there is incentive for these AoE engages. If Cars wants to sandbag you, I might as well pick a hero that can deal with that.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting, right? Because Anavel, he's going to have a lot of work. In the previous game, he was already struggling to find these isolated targets. I think even more so against Rebellion with the lineup that they have, I don't see them splitting up too much.
And comparing the draft of Rebellion to what FCON had in Game 2 against EVHL, it's not like EVHL has the damage that they had in the Xavier draft, right? To break through the net around fast. This one takes a lot more effort, takes a lot more work, so they have to be more aware on the timings of Rebellion Esports.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at Anavel, right? If he can force out NetherRealms early on, if he's able to maintain a high level of pressure throughout the next 12 minutes of this game, EVHL will be able to creep out and etch out on top if we're talking about a pure war of attrition, right? So as we get into this game, let's see how the starts are going to go for both Rebellion currently on the blue side up against EVHL in our final best of 3 here at the SPS LCQ.
According to the power ranking based off of both teams' battle records, it's easy to say that Rebellion has the upper hand, but like we both saw early on against FCON, EVHL have brought out something new, and right off the bat, Dreams is doing the same thing again, finding info on where Vincent is.
And Vincent opting to go with the quantum charge here instead of going for Warcry, right? It just means that he wants that extra level of maneuverability in this match rather than just the raw true damage that he's going to get from his passive. Looking at the rest of the emblems, very defensive, right? No Master, Assassin, and double the armor and MR emblems for the side of B.
That mid lane priority is also important, despite having the Angela Edith. Doesn't look as one-sided as you think it would be. The Concussive Blast on this Minotaur is really helping out Rebellion. Yeah,
and Annabelle just way faster at hitting level 4 in comparison to Vincent. He's cutting down a lot of time with the extra maneuverability from the quad shadows. But in the meantime, it looks like nothing much is really happening in this game, like as expected of the early game from both of these teams. They're waiting for that level 4.
Vincent, we jumped on for an alpha. Annabelle doesn't see an angle just yet. Gotta be very careful. This alpha can fight back. Especially when Clockwood hasn't hit 4 yet. That is priority for EVO's Holy. And Clockwood, he's not gonna get that liberty at least to hit 4 as early as he wanted to. Now racing towards the top side, but that wave hasn't crashed yet. Very smart of Fluffy to hold this wave, right? Just to make sure that Clockwood can speed up at getting level 4. But they also want to try and chunk out cars. Maybe if they're lucky, sway low too if they walk up too close. You would need Vincent to be there. It seems like that would be the case. So both XP and mid laners will hit that 4. So will the roamers.
Okay.
This could be a full-blown turtle fight.
Now, this turtle fight, it's going to be interesting, right? Because we've seen many teams kind of hover around the turtle, others holding on to priority of the turtle while the junglers go off and do their own thing. And Annabelle taking full advantage of his maneuverability. Every second that he saved allows him to get a free level against Vincent. Currently a full level ahead of him. And now, really good at adaptations, right?
He clears the wave, and even Clockwood leashes the camp for him, but Fluffy is already down to 50%, and with Vincent around the corner, Evo's Holy will have to make a decision soon.
Skypiercer already finished by Annabelle. This is really good timing.
He's hitting the Skypiercer timing before 3 minutes, always around the 2 minutes 45 seconds. The pace that Evo's Holy is playing at is always the boost straight into the Skypiercer.
Really begs the question, how many scrims has Annabelle played Hayabusa in to get to this like level of play, right? He is not wasting any time whatsoever. His efficiency allows him to be a full level ahead of Vincent, despite the fact that they have the same number of camps.
D is walking onto the turtle already. He shoved away the first of Rebellion. They're waiting for backup to arrive, potentially to arrive. See, they want to take this fight. Even Vincent has moved down to the bottom. Take a look at the Wanderer.
Oh, they're giving this up, right? Yeah, they're giving this up. They did spot him.
Not gonna make it there in time. So Annabelle takes the free turtle. Hard guard onto Fluffy. I don't think Rebellion can do anything.
Yeah, this is perfect, right? Because now, as a response, they use the hard guard to guarantee that there's going to be no trades across the map. The score still 0-2-0.
I think Rebellion made a good call as well. D had the idea, but they realized that it's just not worth it. We'll try to push Brands out of the lane, but he is the Claude. So far, stalemate between these two teams.
Yeah, and I mean, between both Dean as well as Brands, both sides actually giving a lot of respect to each other, right? Highly defensive emblems, making sure that they're not overextending in these types of fights. And more importantly, D, he is trying to catch up in terms of EXP to Brands. It looks like he has a slight deficit in that area, but in terms of gold, he is ahead.
I feel like if you are Rebellion, you probably feel okay. Because Annabelle isn't getting much done, right? He's not getting kills, he's not getting the snowball rolling. So Rebellion, they are fine playing a slower paced game. D is going to naturally skill up. Kars is just sandbagging the lane. It's quite hard to take him down. And while that was happening, as much as Vincent is falling behind in terms of experience and goal, he is still able to get his core items, and that's what they want. They want this alpha to be strong.
Yeah, and I think that Rebellion is making some hard reads on the situation, right? They have a lot of members down by the bot side of the map just to make sure if Annabelle wants to hit anybody, his prime target is going to be D. So that's why they are making sure that the river is clear, making sure that supply lines to that bottom side is going to be safe.
In response, Dream is just mirroring all TZ. As long as he sees the Minotaur,
wait, this is an angle.
Okay.
Oh, he's dead here.
Yeah, he has entropy, but yep, too late. The Shadow connects. Hard guard is going to be prompted on Annabelle, but they don't need it. First blood for him.
Great timing coming in from Evo's Holy. They noticed everybody moving towards mid lane. 2 people showed up, and the bottom side had already been cleared by Vincent. So at that point, they can roughly judge where most of the members are from Rebellion Esports.
And Dream basically giving info, right? Knowing where the main front lines of Rebellion are at. Second turtle of the game, Evo's Holy did get the first. But that bottom tier 1 is going to fall thanks to the early first blood. Effort Vanderwell pull in, but Dreams cancels the follow-up.
That could have been, honestly, that could have been really, really big if their composition wasn't using Clawhood on an Angela, right? Oh, I can imagine the damage he would be doing on anything else, but for now, this is working very much in favor of Evo's Holy. They don't need to do this turtle, they don't need to rush it. At the end of the day, they're waiting for Brands to hit that 3-item power spike before they really speed up that tempo. And Annabelle, he doesn't mind scaling as well.
Evo's Holy, they are fine giving up the turtle. Dreams will make it hard for them though. Annabelle shows up, the alpha in the 5 Fluffy treatment penalty zone. Annabelle shows up, loses the turtle, but the nether realm has been destroyed. Fluffy losing his health slowly but surely, still being healed up, finally flickers away. Evo's Holy disengaged.
Yep, but they take another tier 1 on the top side, and now they're pushing in middle as well.
So, you know, he's not going to give up the tempo. There's a burst damage. Annabelle this time will not go away.
Oh, given 0 frames to work with. He wanted to Oki Shadow kill. He wanted a quad shadow away. Not given the opportunity to do so whatsoever.
Fluffy might get punished though. He is so far up. Wants to outplay D, but he has the entropy, and D finds the kill, and Clawcoon just has to back off.
At that point, do you flicker in for it? I don't think so. Especially when Swalo is so nearby, you might as well just maintain the same level of farm that you always had. Topside gonna get shoved in pretty hard by Vincent, who's now caught up with Annabelle because of that one death. Unfortunately for Annabelle, he's not getting any value from the Sky Piercer so far.
He got the kill, but and then he lost the stack, right? Because ended up going down. So very unfortunate. It's probably the preparation that Rebellion has made. As long as Annabelle doesn't get too far ahead of himself, we should be able to take the fight straight to EVO's Holy. To their credit, they survive a full hard guard duration on a Terizla engage.
Yeah, and they also won the 50-50 on the turtle itself, right? So then again, it really comes down to who's got better timing on these red trees. They're utilizing their whole team. You can see like everybody is throwing spells at the turtle when the time comes.
I just noticed that the turtle fights, especially the first turtle dance, took so long that we only get 2 this game.
Because both of these teams, they don't care about that turtle. They care about the kills, the people who's guarding that turtle. So if you prioritize it even more, by all means, take it. Go. Show yourself. Be around the pit.
EVO's Holy are definitely a lot more comfortable kind of playing the lanes, right? If Hayabusa on one side, Claude on the other, and then you have Angela that can show up any time as an insurance policy. From this first Lord up, EVO's Holy. They're going to be looking at the Lord very, very closely.
Yep, and D currently already finishing that Starbeam side. He is a legitimate threat in this upcoming fight here. In comparison to Grant's, oh no.
And Sophie is just getting pulled in, and now Clockwork didn't even bother using the hard guard. It's not worth it.
I mean, if you're going to die anyways, I was thinking whether or not to try and force out the Netherrealm. But then again, conceal.
Too ready, I suppose. Getting some more Primal Wrath already. Wants to finding Cars, but Cars just pushes it back in. There's just too much damage from the Alpha. Lazy to wet Annabelle. Finds the back.
No.
They did get rid of the Netherrealm, but Annabelle is now stuck. Had to use the Shadow to retreat. Swalo is not going to let him get away. He pulls him back with the Stampede. Annabelle goes into the ultimate fight. The execution on 2 of them. And Annabelle strikes back. Vincent will get the Lord, but EVO's Holy are not going to go down without a fight. Annabelle dancing around this Alpha. Annabelle finds a triple execution.
What a play. I mean, honestly, there was a lot. Wait, hold on. It's not done yet. Clawcoon ends up going down, but he might just die to the trade.
Swalo has to back off. I feel like Brand's just going to man-fight him, right, Brand? It's a wipeout for EVOS.
Wow. Okay. Nicely done from EVOS. Very scrappy situation to be in. And honestly, Annabelle could have died a multitude of times, but is extremely patient and very trigger disciplined on that Oki Shadow kill. With that being said, finally EVOS Holy finds some ground as they were winning on the structures, but may not have won the retry battle.
Completely negating this Lord advantage, and RDTZ realizes that jumping in is no longer an option against Brands, who is like 3-0 and 4. So he's working towards the winds of nature. Annabelle has just got 3 core items. Could be Malefic Roy, and even a BOD coming up next.
Yeah, look at him. He skyrockets in terms of farm. Now 2K ahead of D, which is the majority of EVOS Holy's gold lead at this point. Now, a couple of things to consider, right? Because at the end of the day, EVOS Holy, and technically when the hard guard happens, they're a man down. And I think that Rebellion Esports, in terms of anti-heal, we're not seeing a lot of it just yet. The most that we are seeing is the glowing wand, right, from Swalo.
The EVOS Holy, we were just talking about how Annabelle is not having a fast game, but he just caught back up. Fluffy, penalty zone engaged. That's the early Netherrealm forced out already. EVOS Holy ready to fight to the death. RDTZ trying to keep everyone at bay, but they managed to take out Brands at the cost of D and RDTZ. The shutdown going over to Cars, but Cars himself will go down. Clawcoon finds the 3rd kill, and Dreams, he's not done just yet. Finds the flip, Swalo dodges the Earth Shatter, but gets punched down.
Hey, why are they, do they not want to hand over the kill over to Annabelle? I guess he doesn't care for the extra 1% at that point. I mean, Dreams had already committed pretty hard. Let the man have his meal. Oh!
Yeah, Annabelle is just busy escorting the wave. I don't think they can kill Dreams. I mean, Dreams doesn't die. Vincent in execution range. Annabelle finds a solo kill, and mid-tier 2 goes down to EVO's Holy.
I feel like everybody holds their breath when the Oki shadow kill from Annabelle happens, right? I mean, let's look at the instant replay one more time. And look at Brand just stand in front of them. instantly. Oh, knock up Purify straight away. Maintain those golden staff stacks for as long as possible. And while all of this was happening, a split push down on the bottom side from Annabelle, forcing Alpha away from that fight. I mean, the interception from Annabelle to clean up everybody else would have been perfect enough, but EVHL really maximizing the situation in a 4v4.
It's the second big team fight that EVHL won. From that, they got a slight lead, just 2.2k. Branch just hit his Rose Gold Media, deciding that Winds of Nature is not the problem. Mr. Rose Gold Media. It's not like they need Winds of Nature, now that I think about it.
Not going to need it for now. But man, this is not easy. This is not easy for Rebellion Esports. But now D, finally with the Holy Crystal, he is a legitimate threat now. And I think everybody, in terms of MR, we have a Radiant Armor on Fluffy, Rose Gold Meteor, and another Radiant Armor on Dream. So yes, they do have some form of defense.
She's forced away, and Annabelle's around the corner. Level 15, Vincent's the same level as him, so it's an even fight. Entropy used. Dreams will use the Primal Wrath, and Brent shows up with Clawcode by his side. The hard guard, Rebellion Esports now wait out that ultimate. No idea where Annabelle is.
That's not good. That means Rebellion can actually start threatening this right now. I mean, the worst part about it is even if they wait it out, Vincent still has to win out this 50-50 against Annabelle. And the worst part about it is that he can't lock him down because the Oki, you can still use a Retri, the Oki Shadow Kill.
So they're just biding their time, waiting for the perfect moment. Cars had to aggro this, so they'll take a lot of damage. Gets the pull on the Dreams instantly, and a penalty's over Fluffy on the tree. Annabelle still waiting for the Netherrealm to go down. And Brands has done the work. Round one laid out, Annabelle now shows up, tries to find some sort of kill with a shadow kill.
No!
Has complete dispersed into the win. Annabelle tries to duke it all out. The lore will be reset, but Annabelle sent on the run, and this time he will not get away. Shut down by Suelo.
And he runs the wrong direction because the mid lane was already getting shoved in. They're going to get this forward, but the mid lane inhibitor falls down.
He was only just stretching Rebellion Esports as thin as humanly possible. But it would mean lesser if Brands doesn't get out of this.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Brand's main win condition, right? You can see that Annabelle really struggles to get in on this fight, and he's waiting for all of these different resources from Rebellion Esports to time out before he can actually jump in. If not, as you saw it just now, a lot of that ult is just wasted upon random things like Lord or multiple unimportant members like Audi TZ and sometimes even Cars.
And how they wish they had the hard guard in that situation, right? Rebellion
Yeah.
Esports played it very patiently. And now Cars is also a big threat. I'm offended pool. It's caused a lot of problems with Evo's Holy. He's gonna try again, this time on the Fluffy. They will try to melt it down. Fluffy counter engages with the penalty zone. Clawcode to help him out. They get the knockup, but Cars does end up going down. Annabelle instantly just explodes. And Rebellion still 5-man strong with Vincent destroying that bottom inhibitor. Brands and Clawcode will get a kill. Vincent working on the crystal already. As we speak, Cars another pull on the Brands. This time Brands BMI to get away. Trying to find safety. Life steal up, but Rebellion just mows down the crystal to find the first game in this LCQ.
GG, well played. Cars, my guy on the Ruby. So disgusting. Really abusing the cooldown.